Howdy and welcome to the channel, and today we're going to be going over this new adjustable shop seat that I just got through buying, model 58660. So I've been using this old trusty and true seat from Harbor Freight for years. It is the really cheap one. It didn't cost me much at all. And amazingly enough, it's held up great with my overweight butt sitting on it quite often. My family's used it. I've had friends use it, and it's held up great. Well, now that as my kids are getting older and are fully men now, we need more of these seats. So I actually took an old chair that nobody wanted anymore. We pulled the back off of it, so this has become a little stool for us in the shop. But I wanted to get something a little bit bigger for myself, so I went ahead and picked this up. Now, I got this one in the green, and they have them also in red, blue, and black. So the weight on this one is 300 pounds up to it. I've actually read several posts where there's some folks out there that weigh a little bit more than that, and they use it without any problem at all. So your mileage may vary on how it is for you. So let's go ahead and rip into this real quick and get this assembled for us. So we have the seat here itself. There is a little foam to protect the bottom of it. We have a piece of cardboard that separates the ever important seat from the base. And I was not expecting the wheels to already be on here. Wow. Wow. Finally, in the bottom of our box, we have our piston. So we have our piston here, and typically all it does is it sits in the bottom. There we go. That is painfully simple to assemble. So let's look it over real quick. It looks like we have pretty decent wheels. It's got plastic on the inside, and then it has a semi-rubber, it's almost like a rubberized plastic more than it is an actual piece of rubber. Now, I've heard these wheels don't do very good. If that is true, then I'm just gonna end up swapping them out for a system that's more like rollerblade wheels. I definitely like the strength that it's added here with the cross members coming over. So I also see that we have some magnets. Oh! That have been applied here. It looks like it's just some double stick tape or adhesive on the back side of a magnetic plate. And let's see how strong that is. We're gonna put a few things on here, and I'm just gonna tilt it up and let's see if it holds it. That's not too bad. It's not excessively strong. And we've got another one over here. I like that there's two different ones. So if you're on different sides of the stool, then you can easily move stuff around. So it would work for some stuff, but if you have a really rocky or uneven surface, then as you're bumping across that, your stuff is just gonna end up sliding right across it. So I would still recommend getting one of the little trays and putting it in here if you're really worried about stuff falling around within this area. So there's definitely a difference with the two seats. Obviously we have a round, and over here we have more of a traditional style seat. But whenever we measure the width here, we are about 12 inches wide on the diameter of our seat. Over here, you can definitely set a wider rump. You're 17.5 inches of the actual top surface. If we go all the way to the backmost point, you're 10 inches from where it starts to curve up to the front. We are roughly 8.5 inches there on the height. Now you can tell this isn't a straight back, it's curved. Definitely gives you a positive spot to put your rump at. So whenever you're moving the chair around, it might help you, should help you, being able to move the chair around a little bit easier. Both of these right now are completely down as far as they will go. And we look here, and this one is 15 inches all the way down. And then we look at our new green one is 17 inches. And let's go ahead and take them both all the way up in the air. And our red one has now gone to about 20 inches. And our green one has gone to about 22 inches. Let's measure the base, because the base can actually play a big important role depending on how much room you have in the shop. The base itself is roughly 15 inches in diameter. Let's measure this base. So this base is 19.5 inches in width. Let's also measure the height of our casters. So our casters in this case are 3 7/8 inches. And here, from the metal to the base of the caster, we are roughly 3 inches. So those are some quick dimensions on these 2 different stools. So if any of you are looking for that out there, hopefully that will let you know that information. So let's see how these magnetic pieces do whenever we have some tools on them. Okay, well, as you can tell, the sockets went all over the place. The wrenches actually did pretty decent. They stayed where they were. So if you're putting nuts and bolts on here, they're probably gonna move. So that's why I suggested that if you're gonna do that with your particular setup, you'll definitely wanna get one of the trays. It'll hold itself a lot better than these little things were. I like the concept, but with that weak of a magnet, unfortunately Harbor Freight really missed the mark with that. I don't know what in the world they thought they would hold with this, but it's not much. Now already, for the few moments I've been using this, I understand why people are upgrading the wheels on these.
Upgrades, people, upgrades. That's how we make the dough.
There is a significant difference between the ease at which you can roll these harder wheels around versus whatever compound they have on these. This is real easy. I barely even have to use my legs at all in order to move this wheel around. And if you have a transmission on your lap or a big wheel on your lap, that makes a significant difference. You want it easy to be able to roll on a flat floor. This one, on the other hand, it requires a lot more force, and if I just plant my feet down, I can't even pull. You see I'm moving a little bit, but I'm not moving enough. If I do the same thing with this one, very easy.
Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really?
Very, very easy. Get on this one. Does not move easy at all. I like the seat. Seat is very comfortable. The back definitely gives me a positive indication of where the back of the seat is. Obviously you can't lean back off of it, but it lets you know where it is. And it does actually help you move because as your body twists, it hits up against the chair just a little bit, and so it makes it much easier to swivel than this one is. Not that this one's difficult, this one's just easier. So for those of you who have to work on asphalt as opposed to solid concrete, that may make a huge difference in how these chairs actually roll around. So let's see what it's like. Back here, I actually have some pretty rough asphalt. It's not difficult, but as you can see, there are some sections in here where it just doesn't want to roll over it. Now, I can definitely say, having used this chair for years, and every now and then I have to put it on the asphalt, I've actually had a couple of occasions where as I'm rolling, trying to get a tool or something, and I just roll and try to reach down and get it, I actually fall over because the wheels hit a rock or hit a divot that's inside the asphalt, and I go down. So you do have to be careful with these things, and this one has gotten stuck on me before. So now let's see how this new green one does. Oh, haha, did you see? Oh, yep. Okay, so of the two, I will definitely say that still, this one is more difficult to get rolling and to get moving and to keep moving, whereas this one is much, much easier to get it to do those movements. However, this one did seem to do a better job of rolling across the asphalt overall. However, as you could see, it's still stuck in certain areas and dug in and wanted to tilt the chair over. So that's expected with little chairs like this. You have to understand they're not gonna roll over these weird surfaces perfect, but it did a better job of remaining stable than the red one did over this given particular surface. But it is still difficult to move around, much more difficult than the red one. So would I recommend purchasing this one? Not at the standard asking price. I think that's too much for the flaws that it has with it. However, If you could pick this up on sale or a 25% off coupon and get it sub $80, then I think this is actually a really good purchase. And the few flaws that are with it, that gives you enough extra at that point that you can fix the problems that it has. If you have any questions about either of these stools, please be sure to leave it in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys and gals and having conversations from around the world. I even have a couple of people from Australia, but lately my primary demographic has actually been from Canada. Welcome. Appreciate you watching. If you do post any comments, I'll be sure to try to read and reply to all of them, especially great comments like this. I love hearing from everybody and I love having those conversations. Thanks for watching.